Dustin Nabinger, welcome back. Nabinger Family 4-Season Wines. Family and I are homebrew enthusiasts, and today we're going to do a short instructional video on how to add Sparkolloid, or a wine fining agent, make it nice and clear. Today we're going to be using a chemical called Sparkolloid, or a compound. I don't know how well you can see that. Sparkolloid is a hot mix fining. Essentially, you need to boil it before you add it to your wine. I've got 1 cup of water here already to a low to medium vigor boil. If I had to guess, it'd say somewhere around 220 degree mark. It's just not going real hard and heavy there, but it is at a little boil. We'll simply add 1 tablespoon of Sparkolloid to it and keep it mixed up, keep it in a boil. Once I've added my Sparkolloid, it's going to boil for 5 minutes. We'll go ahead and let this boil. I'm going to keep stirring it for a little bit here until it's ready to go, and we'll check back in just before we dump it in. Thank you. Close to about the end of our 5-minute boil time here. And we'll add it to the wine. We'll stir it all up real good. Shut our fire off. You want to add this in here while it's relatively still hot. But I want to make sure I'm not melting my better bottle. For glass, I've never used too many glass carboys. I'd be real nervous about dumping hot stuff into a glass carboy, though, just in case it shatters, you'd have a terrible mess. So we're going to very carefully pour this into our carboy. You can see it start mixing up there. We grab one of our stir spoons. I got a K-Meta solution. Give it a quick spray. Make sure the spoon's all nice and sanitized for us. And stir all this up into our wine. Another thing to mention too, your wine really needs to be fully degassed before you start adding some sort of clarifier to it. Otherwise, the CO2 that's trapped in the wine will keep the sediments from settling down to the bottom. That's pretty much it. We're going to put a bung back on it and an airlock back on it. We're going to stick it away in a closet somewhere and forget about it for the next 2 weeks. 3 weeks maybe. We'll come in, we'll check on it, make sure it's nice and clear, everything's settled out. Now when we get ready to rack it over again before bottling, once it's nice and clear, we're going to want to make sure that when we transport it, it's best if I could leave it set right here, that would be the best thing to do. Unfortunately, I don't think my wife would approve it set here, for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to stick it back in a closet, and then before I do move it, I'm going to bring it out here, and I'd really like to let it set at least overnight so that anything that's disturbed from moving it can settle back down to the bottom. Thank you.